Tell them run it off.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off.
What is going on? What is going on? It is a very, very late edition of Wake Up in Cleveland. Yesterday was my birthday, so yeah, went a little later than expected. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this little text thread here, and so yeah, I decided when I woke up this morning that I did not want to get on a show today. Like, legitimately did not want anything to do with this show. But you know how it works. You get on and you start thinking about the people and life, and you know, people expect you to be on. And so I'm on. I am on a time sensitive deadline here because I have a 1 o'clock conference call. So this will not be a long show, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to not have a long show, just to kind of get in, get out, do what you need to, and go. That's kind of the plan today. In and out. Pause. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Yeah, my birthday was yesterday. I'm a Capricorn baby, and I don't like to do a lot of stuff on my birthday. To be honest with you, it's not my thing. I'm not a birthday person. I would rather do nothing than do anything on my birthday. That's literally like, that's my claim to fame. My wife hates it because, well, you know, she always wants to plan things for me, and I'm like, I'm okay. I don't really need it. So yeah, we didn't really do much yesterday. I slept, I exercised, I took the dogs out on a hike. We went out to dinner. It's January, so there are no real movies that I even want to see. I'm a big movie guy, and had no interest in seeing any movies because they all were bad. And then you have this whole thing about you know, taking your significant other out to a movie, and you're like, I kind of want to watch a senseless, like dumb movie, like the movie Plane. So I'm sure you guys have seen the previews for it, but it stars whatever the Gerard guy is. I always think about the Gerard Depardieu, the old guy, but no, Gerard Butler, that's the one. And he's in a super dumb movie called Plane. Everybody says it's like old school 90s. No Babylon, Mixmaster G. I didn't have 19 hours in the theater yesterday, so that wasn't going to happen. It's a long movie. I was going to see it, but it's a long movie, and I didn't have the energy. I did see Megan. I saw Megan with my 10-year-old, and she loved it. And it was actually a good film. I'm not going to lie to you. They did a really good job with it. It wasn't really cheesy. It could have gone super cheesy. I mean, there's like there's a couple of cheesy moments, but like, it's all in the scope of like the movie. It's not like I find that you never laugh when you're not supposed to, if that makes sense. Because there's some real like horror comedies where people are just doing stuff and they're being serious and you laugh anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's just so dumb. Like, I didn't really get that. Everything was like written very, very well. Doesn't matter how old I am. It was written very, very well. And the storyline was good. The storyline was actually good, you know? And I don't know how they did a lot of that CG because it was pretty damn impressive. Philip Tan in the building. Butterfingers, King Biggs, Still Will, Soulbra, Harmony, Mixmaster G, Kylie Palm, Henry B, Chris on the mix, Ged, Kenyan, think that says Ged Kenyon. Danny Gehring, thank you guys so much. I see, that's the thing. So, bro, I don't think Megan was like Chucky. I think the premise was like Chucky, but Chucky was always over the top. You know, it's a doll that gets possessed. This is never about a possessed doll. This is AI gone amok. And I'm not gonna say any spoilers for people that actually want to see it, but like in general, all the things that happened kind of could have been avoided. So it's like real life stuff that is involved there. Big. It was good. It was good. Did a good job. Because even as I was watching it, I'm like, hey, are you gonna do this? You can do that? Oh, you don't have time to do that? Oh, that's not really a priority for you. Okay. And no wonder why these things are happening. Like it was like that kind of stuff. But good. It was good. All the characters were good. Everybody was good. So honestly, if you were on the fence about Megan, you were like, I don't know, looks kind of crap, looks kind of dumb, go watch it. You'll actually enjoy yourself. You'll actually enjoy yourself. Because Chucky is over the top. You know, we all watched Chucky as a kid. Well, some of us, I don't know how old everybody is in here, but I watched Chucky as a kid. And yeah, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this is so cool. It's really, really violent and blah, blah, blah. But like the jokes were corny and everybody was just over the top. So this is not like that. This is a good one. Okay. Let's see here. So brother says, quick question. Should I use the Neon Reloop with the Rane 1? If you're referring to the small little controller, I mean, you can. You know, I'm of the belief, just for me, can't speak for anybody else, but I'm of the belief that those types of controllers were designed for mixers and control pieces that didn't have pads, didn't have performance pads. You know, so a lot of the things that are on the Reloop are redundant. Now, of course, if you want to use them for like, you know, your stem stuff, that's a different story altogether. But like, I'm not the guy that wants to bring 14 pieces of gear. You know, it's just not my thing, honestly. But you know, the Reloop Neon is a good controller. Mac Joseph in the house says VDJ is killing Serato stems. VDJ is really good. I don't know that it's killing stems, but you know, I think they both have a really good solid product on their hands. I'm more concerned with Algorithm DJ. I don't know what they're waiting on. They need an update. They need an update quickly. Maybe they were waiting for the M2 MacBooks to come out, MacBook Pros. Now that the M2s are there, they're like, hey, by the way, new stems. It requires a MacBook M2 to run it. I would not be surprised. They're so entrenched with Apple. It's very, very possible. Very, very possible. So today, not that. Today is Tech Thursday. You have any questions? Make sure you put the hashtag ask right up front, and we'll go from there. Radio Rashid says, do you think the Denon Prime Go will ever update to work with Serato DJ Pro? I think I answered this last week, but you may not have been on. No, I don't. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think we're more likely to see Algorithm DJ come out with a port for the Prime Go over Serato. Typically speaking, Serato doesn't go backwards. Like, if it didn't have Serato to begin with, it's rare. And like, it didn't have Serato and they never announced that Serato was coming. It's almost, I don't think I've ever seen it where Serato has been put back on a product, especially a product that's you know, a couple of years old now. So no, I don't think so. I think I think you have virtual DJ, and then I think you're gonna see maybe DJ pop up there. I think that's it. Let's see here. Do you have any new updates on the Rane 4 release date? Not gonna be a while. I know that much. I know that much. I mean, we're in the middle of January. So, you know, I mean, it's they've been saying since the beginning that it's probably going to be a February, around February ship date. So and I was saying probably February, March, somewhere around there. So I don't think anything is changed. I think they're still right on point. The question is, how much is it going to cost? Because I know there have been numbers floating around because people have been messaging me and everything. Hey, overseas, it's saying it's this much, and these people are never wrong. And it's like, I've talked to in music specifically. They don't have a price yet. So any price you see is an estimate, is a guesstimation. Any price. Nothing has been locked in yet. Nothing. So we just have to wait it out. Just have to wait it out. It's very interesting. I mean, there's a way, the way that they decided to market this, and to do a release on it, and maybe because, it was always going to be released around the same time as far as information, but I think they just kind of got railroaded. I think Serato was ready to go, and they weren't, but they didn't have a choice in the matter. And then they had to. And now everything is legitimately like resting on Rane, and it never was really about Rane. Because, if you think about it, just in general, we don't have NAMM until April. There's really nothing significant until mid-February, where we have what is that? The Mobile Entertainment Expo in Vegas. So in theory, they could have waited to make that announcement then, and then have products ready to go in March. They could have, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you got to do what you don't want to do. Covenant. Oh, I'm not even going to try the other name there. Agby. Oh, I don't know. If you were starting a DJ business as a teenager, how would you go about it? The same way I would do it as an adult. The same way. There's absolutely no difference. Business is business. The only difference is you probably have more connections as a teenager than you do as an adult. Because in general, you can always market to your friends. You can market to your schools. You can market to, your family members. But like anytime there's something going on, house parties, like you're there. You're already there. So that should be an easy move over for that. It's harder when you're an adult, because now you don't have those opportunities like you did when you were younger. But everything's the same. You got to get out there. You got to get your name out there. Everybody always says, go register with the Chamber of Commerce. Get your business name out there. Come in at prices that are lower. But look, the DJ game is really all about connections. So, like one party will beget another party, which will beget another party. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to like connect with like a planner or any of those people, even hotels and stuff, until they've seen what you can do. So it's going to have to be more of a grassroots effort to get your name out there. Obviously doing stuff like live gigs and Twitch and Mixcloud and, showing your mixes on IG and TikTok and all those things help, especially if you're younger. Like you have plenty of opportunities now that adults are doing it now, but kids just gravitate more towards kids. So, there's definitely an opportunity for you there. Okay. This is the year of stem mixing. Mac is on fire today. Yeah, I think so. I think it's the year of stem mixing and stem production. Serato Studio finally released their update, and and I think I think it, in all honesty, it's great for DJs, but it's really, really good for producers. Like when I saw stems in there, I was just like, well, this is all I really needed. I needed a way to get some things sometimes without having to go out and use an external software and wait. Like this is perfect for real time. And more importantly, it's, I can get my thoughts out faster. Because sometimes you'll think a sample or a phrase or something will work, and then you'll go through all the time of ripping it and extracting out all the stuff, and then finally bringing it in. You've maybe made a beat and all that stuff, and you bring the sample in, and you're like, this does not go at all. So having that option to just like pull it in real quick, drop to the acapella, and go, I think that's a game changer. Honestly, I think it's more important, honestly, in Serato Studio than ever in DJing. DJing, it's cool, but in production, it's like a necessity. You see the difference? Like legitimately a necessity. Like it's to the point where I'm going, dude, come on, Ableton. Like, what are you waiting on? Ableton, you need something like this in yours. Absolutely. Max says they need more real DJs on these companies' teams. Too much unneeded features. Well, I'm going to say that yes and no. A lot of features people come out with, or these companies come out with, do serve a purpose. But sometimes the way they get to those features is the problem. You know, like on the S11. The deck move, the third channel is a fantastic addition. It's just too complicated to get to and to sync up and then to, get out of it. Like that's the problem. If they made it easy, it'd be a lot better. And there's a lot of hardware like that where there's things that are really, really cool on it, but it just takes too many steps or points to get to. I think that's important. I think you definitely have to be able to get the things quickly as a DJ. DJ Still says, file location for my music and Serato music downloads. Is this a bad file location? My internal SSD is showing that it's almost full. And when I look at it, there's grayed out areas. Well, first off, I don't know how big your hard drive is or how much music you're holding on to. But I would never, ever. I mean, look, the fact that you have a Serato music downloads means that you purposefully made that path. So as long as it's not going into your default downloads where you download everything else known to man, I think that's fine. As long as it's a dedicated location. So you can name it whatever you want. Honestly, like mine is, what is mine called? I think I made a path in my file structure, and what does mine go to? Mine says DJ music. Yeah. Users, CT Bowens, music, because that's where the music is, and then because I'm on a Mac, and then I have another music. Don't know why I have another music. And then the DJ music. Oh, probably because of iTunes. So I send everything to DJ music, and I have a direct path. That way, if I download something, I can just drag it right into DJ music, or I can just save it to DJ music. So makes it easy. Okay. I finally pulled the trigger on a MacBook Air thanks to CT and Mixmaster G. It's a great computer. Even with the M2s coming out yesterday, and they are really good, but in all honesty, I don't see the need to upgrade. Yes, you get 25% more. It's not really about the defaults, because I think the defaults are really close, and they're still 5 nanometer. Now they're saying that the battery lasts longer. I don't know. They've made it more efficient. That's an improvement. Still not enough for me to care. But I think it's not the beginning people like, oh, I just bought a MacBook off the line. It's the people that want to customize that allows it to go more. Like you could have up to 96 gigs of memory now. Like that's incredible in a laptop. Incredible. I guarantee you that's going to be ridiculously priced, like ridiculously priced. And most people will not go that high. So, think, I don't even know how much they cost. You know, we should probably take a look. Since we're here, we should take a look. Hold on.
This is a journey into sound. This is a journey. This is a journey into sound. Sound.
Okay, let's see if this thing actually works. Okay. All right, let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so it did. Perfect. Okay, MacBook Pro. Get a little closer to this. Okay. Available starting 124. And the new mini, which I think is actually even better. Okay. So, like say for instance with me, I went the 10 core, I think it was 10 core, 14 core with 32 gigs of RAM. But $24.99, the M1 Max, I still would not suggest getting a Max for anybody with the 14. I think the Max should only be designed to go into the 16. Just an opinion, but every single thing I've researched has pretty much said the same thing. You know, it just doesn't cool as effectively in the 14. So you're going to end up throttling anyway. So might as well just stick with the pros. But fine, let's stick with the pros. You know, no, let's go to the Max just because. So we'll go, let's see, the 16, $34.99. And so it goes up $400 this time. I don't recall it being that much of a gap last time. But fine. $3,400. And it's going to give you by default 16, 12 core, 38 core GPU, which is a monster, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of SSD. All right. Let's see what we got to work with here. So let's upgrade. We got to go 96 gigs because we're DJs and DJs need all that memory. We definitely need to go up to at least 4 terabytes because we're hoarders. But you know what? But we got a little extra money. We got a bonus from work. DJing is our side job. So let's just go ahead and get that 8 terabyte. We don't need any of this stuff because we're real DJs. All right. So total $6,500. $6,500. That is a lot of money for a maxed out anything. It's a lot of money. So let's bring it back down to reality. We'll go back to say 32, and now we're at 38. So, I mean, still high, but reasonable. But the most important part of this is not these guys. These guys don't matter. What's important is these guys. This is what's important. refurbished MacBook One, M1 Pro, 10 core. I mean, I know a lot of people who go for the 16. I'm a 14 guy, so we'll go to the 14. M1 Pro, 8 core, 14 core, and $1,539. You save $360. Let's see what other options we have here. And we don't want anything above. So let's check out the 14s. And let's try to find a super 14 here. Here we go. MacBook Pro, 10 core, 16 core. Probably a terabyte of RAM is my guess. Terabyte of SSD. And that'll cost you $19.29. Those are the best ones to get still to this day. The M2s are good, but the reality is the M2s are still 5 nanometer. They're not the actual M2s that Apple wanted to release. So this is a stopgap, literally a stopgap. So I would say if you don't need it, I would wait for the M3. I think the M3, they're going to go 3 nanometer, and that's where you're going to see the power is in that. Yeah, my M1 Pro, which is right here in my hands, absolutely love. I don't have any issues with it. DJ Law in the building, what's going on? Okay, let's see here. Can you elaborate on music sources to set up for standalone setups? Yinzi, you're gonna have to be more specific with that question because I don't know what that means. Can I elaborate? Let's see here. So would you recommend a Mac over the HP with the new stems? I don't know anything about HP. I don't. I know some people swear by HP and other PCs. I don't use them, so I'm not the guy. I don't know who would be the guy. Not me. I'm a Mac guy. Yes, I've used PC, but I've always been a Mac guy through and through. Okay. Philip Tan says, benefit I found from getting the 15 to 14 space to fit a cushion sleeve laptop definitely added some space. Yeah. I can put this thing anywhere. And I was on the plane heading to Boston doing my keynote. And, I had 3 stewardess ask me, what size is that? I said, oh, it's a 14. They're like, oh, that's the perfect size. Cause I'm sure people bought the 16 and, they thought they needed it, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't. And they don't fit. They're huge. And every single person, every single DJ, I should say, that has bought the 16, I think only one of them is kicking themselves for not getting the 14. Every other person that's bought the 16 is why Mac. It's a preference. I mean, I know everybody wants to be kind of told what they should use, and I am a Mac guy. I am Apple. I'm in the ecosystem, and that's it. All you need is a dedicated GPU. Processor helps, but GPU is the primary. Well, that's not actually true, Matthew. It's a part of it, and it depends on which software you're using. If you're using Virtual DJ, then yes, you need a dedicated GPU. But if you're using Serato, that uses both. So you're still going to need a fast processor. It just depends on the software you're using. If you're using Algorithm DJ, yes, they use a GPU also. But they're entrenched in Apple, so they're gonna use whatever it is to make it the most efficient. DJ Fez, I'm sorry, I'm getting a few more subs for 6,500. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's see. We're talking about computers. Philip and Mixmaster handling that. That's perfect. DJ Ropsta, is the XMG still worth getting? Okay. Here's the problem. The XMG is still a good computer. The one I have would not be necessarily a good computer because of the lack of a dedicated GPU. It's an on-chip design. They do make a gaming XMG, or I should say a more higher end DJ thing. But my guy that used to work at XMG is no longer. I don't want to say he's no longer there. I don't want to presume, but I think he's kind of stepped away. Hold on, I want the English version. Come on. Okay. I'm still on the German version. Hold on. DJ. Okay, XMG Pro 15. Why is it so damn dark? Sorry, my brightness is not doing what it's supposed to be doing right now. There it is. I think my display is being taken over. Okay. Yeah, see, it's super, super dark in here. God, why is this website so dark? There we go. Okay. So this one right here, this XM Pro, with 1 millisecond DP latency. I don't know what the dedicated graphics card here is. Jesus, that is a lot of ports. It's a lot of ports. Oh man, that's the best thing about the XMG. Just the sheer amount of ports on it. Graphics. Okay, yeah. So it's got the GeForce RTX 3070. I guess we can do it is the same one. Yeah, so it's got a 3070. So yeah, so this one will work fine, but the other one, yeah, there's no dedicated GPU. So I would personally stay away from it if at this point in time. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, that one. I tried doing a backspin on a DDJ-1000 SRT with the tension knob on the easiest, and while it does spin, the sound of the spin stops too soon. Would that be related to the software or hardware? It's hard to say. I mean, it wouldn't be related to the software. I mean, I'm Serato or whatever you're using. Serato, I'm assuming. The backspin should go as long as the jogs. I don't have an SRT with me right now because I sent it to my friend because he needed to borrow one, but I don't know that I've ever had an issue with it. It's hard to say without looking at it, but it should not be. It should definitely be a hardware issue. I'm trying to think of all the options in Serato, and spin is not one. Yeah. Okay. Ruben, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Happy with my 16 for Record Box, no regrets. Again, that's amazing. And, I'm glad everything worked out for you. Okay. Covenant says, I'm now starting out and I wanted to know for the first set of speakers if Harbinger were a good pick. I couldn't tell you. I don't do a lot of entry level guys. So, I'm not the guy to ask about entry level I mean, I have used the Mackies, and like I think that the SRTs and the Mackie Thumps are technically entry level. I think the Mackie Thump, uh, I think the highs are solid on the Mackie Thump highs, the 12s, the 212s. I don't love the subs. So, but I'm not the guy. I'm really not the guy to talk about Harbinger because I've never used them. Okay. What's the best source to use to build crates on a USB for a standalone system such as what's the best source to use to build crates on a USB for standalone system? As well, I still don't understand what you're saying, Yinzi. You're gonna have to have your music. So whatever you're using, if you're using the Denon application on your computer, the best way to get music on is from there. Is to send it from the Denon application, which is it's like engine something. It's engine something. Hold on. What is that thing called? Like, do I even have it on here? Engine DJ. Yeah. But you got to have the music. So you need to make sure you have the music in the computer. And then you can basically drag and drop into Engine and then export it out. But you need the music. Now, you also have the option of streaming on any Denon hardware. So, you can get yourself BeatSource and then put it all on there. There's lots of different options. But I'm still a little behind on getting the music in. The music is there. As long as you have the music, you can use the Engine DJ to get your music onto a thumb drive, into the program. Okay. James Bond, thank you so much, DJ Polo. Appreciate that. Yeah, I have folders and then it shows like duplicate MP3 audio files. I have 45 megs on disk. I'm gonna let them handle that. It's really hard without looking at stuff to see. Are LD systems worth buying as a mobile DJ kit? Depends on the speaker. If you're getting the Maui 44s, yes. Those are the only ones I've heard from LD. Haven't heard any other speakers. I haven't heard their Okoa line. They tried to send them to me, and I'm just like, I can't personally use these speakers. Me personally, I can't use them. So if you're not going to send me something that I can actually test, because I think that's the biggest problem. A lot of these companies, they don't want to send you what's already selling. They want to send you what isn't selling so you can promote it. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm not your promotion department. If I'm going to get a piece of hardware or a speaker system and they're like, keep it. I'm like, but it's garbage. Now I have nothing to do with this speaker. Now it's just taking up space, and then top it off with the ones that require you to send them back. And I'm just like, you guys are just, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough. It's a lot because the problem is with hardware, J Book in the building. What's going on, fam? With a controller, with turntables, with even like speaker monitors here, like you can send those back. Those are relatively easy to send back. But if somebody sends you a speaker system, like 18-inch subwoofers, highs, all that stuff, that is a nightmare to get back. And if they're sending you multiple sets, this is where some of these companies should not ask for these things back. Honestly, it's too much work. And there's one in particular that I might not take all of them because it's just too much. It's too much. There's some products coming out that I want to review. And they have some 12s and some 15s and some 10s and some 18-inch subs. And I'm just like, do you want pairs of all these? I'm just like, well, I mean, I need the pairs so I can do a proper test. That's the one thing. But then I got to put these things somewhere. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, those are first world problems. You know, I mean, I can go back 5 years when nobody wanted to send me anything, and we could go from there. So, you know, first world problems. Okay. Let's see here. J Buck, thank you. I try to keep it clean. I try to. All right. DJ Majestic, what is the best sound activated light to have for streaming while on a budget? Any light. Any light is sound activated. Any light. So I don't know what is best when we're talking about streaming on a budget. You know what I mean? Like if you're at home, every light that has any type of thing, and I'm talking the cheapest lights, $100, they all have some sort of sound. My daughter's little crappy globe water thing has sound activation. They all do now. So it doesn't really matter. I think you're fine. I think you're fine. But I don't have a recommendation. You know, anything that's, I don't know. I mean, I have these are the 80. You can't see them. I'm pointing at something you can't see. But the flat bar tri 7Xs from ADJ, I've had those things for decades. They still work. They still work well. The light that's shooting up behind here, that is not my Nano Leaf. That light right there, that's the ADJ. It's just shooting right up from the thing. So it's all about, you know, it's all about making things work for you. But you know, there's nothing wrong with seeing something. I mean, look, let's do this. Hold on. Ouch. Okay. Let's go to Amazon real quick. Okay. And let's just say par LED. Okay. Par light, DMX control sound like uplights for wedding. I mean, look at this. Look. Did you get all of these? So you get 8 lights. 8 lights for $143. I guarantee you they're sound activated. They're RGB. Look, sound activated master. Right there. Everything is sound activated. 36 par. Honestly, look, they even have the cheap plugs. These things can be plugged in anywhere. So, you know, in general, I think it doesn't really matter. I love how they show this. This is not what your parts are going to do. Why is there an actual laser? This is false advertising right here. 100% false advertising. These lights, which are the old school standards, with the multiple LEDs, are not producing this. That's not going to happen, no matter how much you try. Okay. Let's see here. Thank you for the Denon DJ. It's really needed. Yeah. I mean, guys, are you buying hardware and not actually utilizing the applications that it comes with? You know, I mean, that's like getting an SRT and being like, hey, what software do I use with this? It's like, it says Serato on the box, you know, like all of these things. Sometimes if you just go to the Denon website, or you even just Google, you know, how do I get music onto my Denon? I'm guaranteeing you this thing has popped up, guaranteed. So I love to help people, but I also want you guys to be able to help yourselves. You know, I'm not gonna be put out of a job because you guys are, you know, are a little more resourceful. Like, I'll still be here answering questions. I'll just answer the harder ones if I can. But yeah, a lot of these things are legitimately me doing what everybody else should be doing, and that's Googling and trying to do the research. Okay, let's see here. Convenience says, how does that work when you want to test out or do a review on gear? You just send a request, email to those companies. So, okay. It depends on the level you're at. Everybody's different. So I've said this before, so I'll say it quickly. First steps is typically when you start to do like YouTube stuff, once you get to a certain number, and it could be, as low as 1,000 to 1,500 subscribers. You'll start getting Amazon people that want you to review their products, and they'll maybe even lower than that. Like my daughter doesn't have a YouTube. She's only on IG, and the dance people were like, hey, can you do a review on this product? We'll send it to you, blah, blah, blah. So that's the first thing. And the one thing I will say is don't get into the habit of them making you pay before you do your review. Nobody needs to pay you to do the review, especially when you're just starting out. But at a minimum, they really do need to pay for the product. So what they'll do is they'll say, hey, we want you to review this piece of gear. You're like, okay. And it's like, oh, it's $150. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll review it. Like, okay, here's the link. Go to Amazon, buy it. Once you do your review, we will reimburse you. That's trash. That's bullshit. That would and now again, if it's something that you actually wanted, because there's been a couple of cases where products I've actually wanted have come through, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But I've always been a stickler of no, you pay, and then I will review it, because it's one of those things they like to try to. They want to make sure you do the review and not just take their product. I understand that part. But I think once you get to a certain level, it's like you see all my other reviews. I'm going to do the review at some point. So, and then if they don't like the review, they don't have to pay you. So you always want to make sure you get paid. I only have 20 minutes left and then I have to go. I might need to do these 12 to 1s more. I kind of like this kind of speeding through. G Money says, are you still using the L1 Pro 32s? If so, at what venues? G Money, what does that mean at what venues? If I tell you the venues that I'm using them on, is that going to help you out at all? But to make a long story short, absolutely, I still use my L1 Pro 32s. This question comes up at least once a week. At least once a week. Yes, because there's nothing wrong with the Bose L1 32s. It's a great sounding system. I use it all the time. I don't. My number is I try to keep it around 130, maybe with a stretch of like 140, depending on the size of the room, and under. If I'm at 150 to 185, I'm gonna take my JBLs. So it just depends. If I'm at 200, it's not even a thought. So, but there are certain rooms that I know I can use those in without question. Especially when a lot of these venues have sound ordinances now. So I take my Bose to a lot of places because I know I can't even use the other ones. So, yeah, sorry, I'm reading ahead right now. So that's, I don't have a problem with it, but again, I'm the guy that also says you should have two different systems. You should have one for small parties and one for large parties. I truly believe that. A lot of people will just go, oh, well, no, if I have my, my QSC 12s and my 118s, and if it's a smaller party, I'll just take one speaker and one sub. You can do that. I absolutely hate the way that looks. I hate the way that looks. So I would rather just have a smaller system that looks clean and is smaller than, have to like bring one speaker and one sub. It just doesn't look good to me. Everybody's different though. Okay. Okay, just to confirm, your issue is that when you backspin, the joggle doesn't spin a lot. Okay, I'll let you guys all handle that. I can't handle it because, again, I don't know how long you want it to spin. I can tell you this, the 1000 doesn't spin as long as a CDJ-3000 or even a 2000. That's for sure. Because it's a different mechanism in the 1000, but it spins just fine. Never had a problem with it. I don't know how long you want to spend for though. Do you want those EDM what it feels like 10-second spins? I don't run those, or I'll run an echo, and then it'll spin for as long as I want. Okay. Let's see here. Gwen Gibbs in the building. What's going on? Logistical styles. I hate when they ask me to buy the product and then get reimbursed. Yeah, technically that's against Amazon rules. Exactly. So that's typically the way to do it for me. They PayPal me the money, I buy it, and then do the review. That's fine with me. I'm totally fine with that. Peter C says, greetings from Sweden. If you play hip hop, pop, R&B with short transitions, is it an advantage to have a controller with effect level buttons instead of the regular effect knobs? No. All that really matters is that you know your gear, and everybody prefers a different style of effect. Like, I'm a paddle guy. Once I got the paddles, I'm like, I never want to go back. But I still have a 1000 that I use on occasion. So yeah, I have to hit that dumb button. I don't personally like the button. I don't like the strip effects. Some people love them. I was just watching. I was at a club after my gig watching my boy DJ, and then they had a guest DJ, Mr. Chalk's son. If you don't know Mr. Chalk, he comes from Beat Junkies. And so we taught his son, and his son ripped it. He was on a 1000, just ripping it with the effects. So everybody's different, I think a lot of people, if you are like a touring DJ or you're out club DJ, a lot of times you're going to run into things like, oh, they have a 900 here in CDJs. So you're going to have to learn, how to use those effects. But paddles are it for me, man. They're totally it for me. Okay. Okay. Mark Smith, correct. Jesse L. Starting out. What's the best path to get new music, streaming service or DJ record pools? The answer is yes. It depends on you. I mean, if you are just starting out, like legitimately just starting out, you don't even know if you want to be a DJ in the future, I'm a big fan of going streaming. Get yourself a title and call it a day. Now you have something you can play when you're out. You can play when you're DJing as a hobby. At a certain point, if it is something that you want to make an actual living, do it professionally, you're going to need to have actual downloadable files. So then you're going to have to move into BeatSource or, yes, start buying music. Here's a pro tip, record pools are great. A lot of record pools won't have that old stuff though. So that's the key. You're going to have to invest in that old stuff. And there's some illegitimate companies out there that sell decades worth of music. I'm not putting it out there, but I know it exists because I have friends that have actually used them. So it's not legal. I don't care what they tell you. It is not legal. But for whatever reason, because they're not in America, they can do this. And you can buy, I want 70s, I want 60s, I want this, and they'll try to put all the hot stuff on there. But you're gonna have to buy. No matter what, you're gonna have to buy. So just be prepared. It's going to cost you a little money. But in the meantime, you can get yourself like a BeatSource. You pay monthly. You download everything, all of their crates, that you need to use, and then you have them. And then you move on there. Okay, so in the building, what's going on? DJ Big Salad, is the disappearing crate on Denon DJ that was a concern that they addressed? I don't know. My only concern with the Denon is not the disappearing crate, it's the disappearing transfers. Because every so often, I'll think all my files are over there, and then I'll go and I'll look, and only half of them are there. Or even the folders are there, and there's just no music in there. That's my issue. Okay. Okay. Titanic says, can you use USB-C wires on DJ controllers? Just bought a MacBook Air and it only has one hub. Of course you can use USB-C wires. I think I got one plugged into my S11 right here. Hold on. So I knew there wasn't anything wrong with the S9 per se. So I guess I didn't think about it. I don't know. Maybe it was just me thinking about the set or me consuming all those shots. Or me consuming all those shots. Hold on one moment. Hey, future me, what are you doing? I'm editing your videos. What else would I be doing? No. I get that. Why are you using virtual DJ samples? Well, you said that you would never use the virtual DJ samples. So I put them in to show VDJ users that we care. See? I'm helping you out. You know you're probably going to piss them off again. No, we're cool. I'm on the forums. I got a username, I got a password and everything. I'm a part of the community. And when you're a part of the community, you can make jokes, you know, because we're all just having fun. That's what we do. That's what we do. And it's kind of like being black. Because you know when you're black, you can say, hey, come on, man. Trying to get me demonetized? Why are you being so stupid? Well, considering you from the past, if I'm stupid, I got it from you. Whatever. Yeah, whatever back at you. Why don't you go say something smart on the camera, smart brother? Sorry about that. Let's get back to it. Okay, so these are the chroma keys. Again, DJ Tech Tools, which they need to get back to me. We had an email conversation and they just kind of fell off. These are the Tech Tools. Depending on your hardware, you might have one of these, which is your USB-B. Hard to see here because it wants to keep my pretty face in frame, but that's USB-B. And then on the other side, it has a USB-C. Done. I have multiples of these. I buy lots and I keep them in all my bags. Working on that acting career. I guess you guys should be following me on IG more. I do a whole bunch of skits on IG. So make sure you are definitely following me on IG. Because, well, yeah, I need you on all these things. This is just one part of it. T Diesel in the building. What's going on, fam? Ruben says, do you think that if Pioneer made a new 4-channel mixer like the 900, there'd be 4 paddles? I have a hard time believing there'd be 4 paddles. Because you don't really need 4 paddles. Because most people aren't doing 4-deck mixing. All you really need to do is be allowed to assign the paddle to a channel. You know, everybody that's like 4 channels, woo! Nobody's doing 4-channel mixing. Nobody's doing 4-deck mixing. Nobody. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. You know, and especially because of stems now, like I can see why the 3 channels is definitely a thing. But most DJs, you're just gonna ruin your sets. Everybody wants to until they're actually doing it, and you're like, oh my god, I'm trying to do these sets. People are coming up to me, talking to me, asking me for requests. I got 4 songs playing at the same time. I don't have time. That will end fast. I wish they had shorter cables. I need 2 feet and two 1-foot cables. Ah, interesting. Yeah, how do you have a 1-foot anything coming from a controller to your computer? That is super shallow. Like for me, I would I like them to be a little longer because especially if you're switching out, to be able to move the computer around, like that's always the biggest deal, you know, having them a little longer. I love doing 4-deck mixing. Okay, so you love it now because it's all new to you. It's all hobby. When you start DJing on a professional level, and all of the things you have to deal with, 4-deck mixing becomes something that you just don't have time for, especially if you're DJing for people, especially, and you're trying to, for the 12s. Gotcha. Okay. And you gotta fly through music because you're not playing them what they need. So you got to change up the music. You can't do that with 4 decks. You can't. It's impossible. Anyway, but to each their own. My outside channels are for stems now. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Ras1 says, are your hats for sale? Not at the moment. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to do to it. Because there are some, I just got to see. I have a dedicated website, but I got to see what the quality is. I'm kind of I got to make sure the quality's good. We'll just leave it at that. The DJ FLX4 comes with USB-C. Yes, it does. Not comes with, it is. So the only option is USB-C. There is no USB-B connection at all. By the way, I haven't done a review on this, but I really do love this controller. This Flex 4, I know I gave shit to the Flex 6, but this Flex 4 is really a really good entry controller. I'm actually going to buy one. Legitimately going to buy one. Because I have to send stuff back. See, guys, it's not just about me. I do have to send stuff back, but yeah, I will be buying one of these. Because it's just a really good controller. And it's smaller. I can take it with me. I can practice on it when I'm just sitting at my desk and I don't want to necessarily, because here's the thing. This is something that a lot of people won't tell you, or a lot of people will ignore. And it took me a long time to get to this fact too. Having good hands is important. Having great programming is necessary. It's a necessity. So sometimes I just need a controller at my desk just to work on transitions. Like I don't need to, to throw autobahns and flares and all that stuff. I just need to make sure that the transition works. And yeah, I know I can go internal and do all that. Like I have all that stuff, but using the controller, it just helps. And like I like the Hercules with DJ. I like that small controller, but it's as good as it is, and it is really, really good. It's limited by the multiple phases, multiple steps. Remember what I just told you? Like, I'm not the guy, if I have to hit multiple buttons to get to something, I won't use it. And that's my only issue with like the Hercules one. This one is definitely more full featured. So yeah, love that controller. Okay. I got a couple more minutes and then I got to run. I'm DJing at an old school party this weekend. Where can I get some older music? Ahmad. Let's do some tough love real quick. My question is, very cool. I know. I only have 2 more minutes. I gotta get on a call. I'll talk to you after. Okay. Ahmad, back to you. Yes. Can I finish this, please? You're lucky that my daughter keeps coming in this room. It's changing my mood, Ahmad. No, my issue, Ahmad, or my question is, why are you taking gigs where you don't have the music that they need? That's my question to you. And not just, why are you taking the gig? Fine, you want to take the gig? Okay. Gives you time to prepare. I understand. You just said the gig this weekend. It's Thursday. Why are you asking for music on Thursday? I assume the gig's on Saturday. Why are you doing this to you? Not just to yourself, but to the party. Okay. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay. I need to be clear about this, but I need people to understand that, like, I am a professional DJ. Okay. And a lot of people in here are professional DJs. There is a responsibility that comes with being that DJ. Okay. And having all of the music, having the things prepared for before you go to the event is so important. So I'm not chastising you. I'm saying that in future events, these are things that you should be thinking about well before 2 days before the event. Okay. Like, you shouldn't be, because now, look, I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to say, oh yeah, well, go to Beat Source. They have some great, they have some great crates for that you can use on there. Well, if you're okay, Ahmad, you say you have older music, but you're just looking for more. I don't understand what that means. Either you have enough or you don't have enough. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're looking for more, the best places to go, if you're looking for more, obviously the easiest places to go are just buy the music. Because here's the thing. If you do have all the old school music, right? You got them all. Then in general, you probably only need like 20, maybe 20, 30 more songs. If that, maybe. Any record pool you join, you're going to be paying 20 or 30 bucks. So you're better off just buying them via iTunes, or whatever. It's all I'm saying, and some people are saying Amazon. Just in general, you're better off just buying them from there instead of trying to find them, because there aren't a lot of record pools that do old school music. There aren't not. So you're gonna have to probably do that, or again, get something like Beat Source. I know they have a really good like funk selection and really good, old school hip hop and all that stuff, and you can put it in your download folder and call it a day. But everybody did, and when I'm talking to Ahmad, I'm not talking directly at Ahmad. I'm generalizing for everybody out there, just so they know that, there are things. It's like when somebody takes a Mexican club gig. They're like, oh yeah, I got Suavemente and Pepas. Yeah, I can do this. And then they get there and it's like, oh, it's 4 hours of music. And you're like, oh, well, I don't have that much music. I got like 30, 45 minutes. I don't have 4 hours of music. That's what I'm saying. You need to be prepared. See, look, they're telling you right now, go to Crate Connect, go to the public library. Yeah. Okay. And of course I had to end that on a low note. But everybody keeps saying, go to thrift shops, go to this. That doesn't help you. And it helps you if you're crate digging. It doesn't help you if you're looking for specific stuff and you need to make sure that it hits. And it's like, they're like popular tracks. That's not going to help you as much. So you're going to need to go record pools or even like an iTunes or an Amazon and look for like whatever music you're looking for, top 100, 90s throwbacks or whatever. And there's always a folder that they have. Oh, these are the songs. And you can just go ahead and download those. But, yeah, like 70s and 80s funk. Beat Source has actually a really, really good funk crate, a very, very good funk crate. But 70s, 80s, all that stuff. Like I said, there are companies out there that deal with, I'm not going to say it online because it's illegal. Okay. But there are companies out there that deal with buying, you can buy literal decades of music. So, do some Googling, Columbia House. Beat Junkies is good. They have more hip hop than they have R&B, but for old school hip hop, definitely Beat Junkies. I was on Beat Junkies for the longest time, and then I once I had all the music I needed, I left. So anyway, hey guys, I hate to end on a fast note here, but I do have a 1 o'clock conference call that I'm late for right now. So I'll be back. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do on Twitch on Tuesdays. In all honesty, I'm struggling with that a little bit. I've been very, very busy, but Still trying to figure out. I kind of want to start DJing back on Tuesdays on Twitch, and then keep the Tech Thursday for this. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. We live in a good time where a streaming service can get you to adapt to any gig. Okay. I will say one more thing, and then I'm going to step off. Streaming services are very good, and they are good for references, and they are good for general knowledge. But what they don't tell you, what they don't show you, what you're not going to know is which songs to play at what time. You're not going to tell you which songs do you get in and do you get out of quickly. You know, those things you're still going to have to do as a DJ. And which is why knowledge is always the best. I mean, I've downloaded, let me download the Latin, blah, 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 and see how good it is. But the problem was, if I do, I don't know half that music. So I'm playing it, but I have no idea how long I should play it. I have no idea if the third verse is where it's at. And you just don't know because you don't know the music. You have to know your music to be a good DJ. I mean, honestly, you have to. If you're not going to take the time to actually listen to your music, you are going to struggle. And I don't mean, you might not think you're struggling. I have DJs right now. Catherine in the building, what's going on? I have DJs right now that know the music to play. They don't know when to play it. They don't know where to play it. So I'll look at their playlist and go, you missed opportunities here. What do you mean? I played all the stuff. You missed opportunities because you didn't know what works and what doesn't. You didn't know that. So that's my big issue with anything. Nope, we don't have 20 minutes. We are literally going now. I gotta get on this call. Yeah. So guys, there will be one more video about the giveaway. I need to get rid of it now. I got equipment coming. I got to get rid of that thing. So it'll happen. But anyway, I'll figure that part out. This has not been a good start to January. In all honesty, it's been kind of hectic. So we're getting back to normal. Got my workout regimen kicking in again, taking my dogs on hikes and all that stuff. Like it's been a good couple of weeks. So everything will start to fall into place, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all. I will see you guys next Thursday or earlier. You never know. I might be DJing on Twitch just randomly nowadays. So we will talk soon. Have a great day. Peace out. See you next week. No music because I can't get my Bluetooth to work. So sorry about that.